He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your wills and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married? Is you single? Meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Bring children when they tripping. Is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door. Speak the mind, you give the flow. Tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.
Hello, everyone. This is Spittinfire, and I'm coming to you with another one. So we're going to go back down memory lane, okay? We're going to go back 2.5 years. And I must warn you that the videos and the clips you're going to see can be disturbing, especially if you have been a victim of sexual assault. This video clips that I'm going to put together is not to victim shame, but it also to give light on things that we think we see, but they're not what they seem. The befores, the afters, what's said when the lights are on and what's said when the lights are off. And we often heard the term, what happens in the dark, what comes to light. Well, there's a lot of things that happened in the dark. Now, we don't know here on Spittinfire whether any person is innocent or guilty. And we do not try to victim shame, but what we do here is to try to give everyone a voice. No one has a right to be a victim of sexual assault. And those who have been accused of it has a right to have a voice. We do not mute anyone. There is always three sides to the facts. So we don't know what the facts is, and we are not promising anyone that we will get down to the facts. But what we will promise you is that the things that we thought we saw 2 years ago, we may see different today. 2 years ago was the height, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, was the height of the Time's Up Me Too movement. This movement has went so strong. It had so much impact on people. And because I advocate for men's rights, I like to bring all facts. Not to discredit or to belittle those who accuse to be victims, whether it's man or woman, but to give the voices so we can make sure we filter out. So for those who are incarcerated that should be, are there. And for those who are there that shouldn't be, are released. So these are the things and the hurtful, harsh things that we have to do. But unfortunately, here on Spittinfire, that's what we're going to do. For the next few weeks, we're going to break down some things. We're going to get into some things. Now, I may do some other stories as well, yes. But the majority of the things that I'm going to break down is because the trial finna come up. And we got to know what the truth is. Because we can't definitely believe the media. The media knows what they want you to know. They often told you that they cannot listen to a person who has been accused because that is called victim shaming. They always have to side with the victim. Well, that's problematic because we know there are many men who are incarcerated falsely. There are many people who are incarcerated falsely. So these are the things that we try to differentiate here on Spittinfire. So once again, I would like to warn you that the issues and the things that you see may be a little disturbing. If it is, it's not my intention. It's just the fact that I got to go through it to pull it out. So if you're ready, let's take it. Okay, so we have Angelo Clary. And for those of you who do not know who Angelo Clary is, he is the father of R. Kelly's ex-girlfriend turned accuser. And she was the one with the black coat that Gayle King interviewed on CBS Morning, okay? And so this is what he posted a couple days ago, and I find it to be funny, he posted the day that I did a live video addressing Tough, okay? So he posted this, and I don't know if he's talking about this side or he's talking about his ex side or he's talking about all. I think he's talking about everybody in this post. I think he's talking about everybody because he put an S on the end of everything. I think he's talking about everybody. And I'm going to address it. But he says, what makes you laugh will make you cry. I think that's supposed to be the same thing that make you laugh will make you cry. I did a number 6, but thanks for trying to quote my stuff that I did on number 6 on here. Thank you. I appreciate that. That lets me know you watching. It says, and I know that the screen is distorted, but, you know, I'm going to read it to you, okay? It says, Black victims need to be protected too. We're going to talk about that. Make sure you remember that. I'm going to put this up here again. Black victims need to be protected too. It says, to all the ignorant people that thought the case was a game, this is real people lives that y'all play internet games with. Special thanks to internet gangsters that threaten everyone, the dead flower, she is crazy, the internet lawyer, the drunks, the backstabbers. Well, I'm thinking he's talking about his ex-members over there, because you only can be really a backstabber if you was actually with someone and you feel that they betrayed you. The fake supporters, I'm thinking he's talking about them as well, because if we don't support you or what you're saying and what you're doing and your people, then you got to be, and then to all the fanatics. So I think that's when he's talking about over here on the Gale sector. No spectators allowed, check, make dummies, hashtag Team True. We're going to be talking about that. Yes, we're going to be talking about that. This right here. Yep, we're going to be talking about that. Let's get to it. Angelo,
the strongest terms.
Let's get to it.
21-year-old Azriel Clary and 23-year-old Joyce Lynn Savage told us they love Kelly, while their families claim he has brainwashed them.
In an interview you'll see only on CBS this morning, the two women told us there is nothing inappropriate about their arrangement with the 52-year-old singer. What is your relationship, both of you, with R. Kelly?
We're with him. That's our relationship.
We're with him. Yeah, that's what it is.
And we're in a relationship with him.
Right.
You just said it.
A very strong relationship as well.
Both of you?
Yes, most definitely.
You know, how do we say this without being inappropriate? Is this a three-way relationship, or do you each have a separate relationship with him? How does this work?
Well, both
I'm
of
curious.
those.
Yeah.
We
Both
both
of
have
those?
our individual relationships with him, and
Right.
we all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about Azriel going to movies and sitting
Okay, so
watching,
let's listen.
going to parks. I'm talking about, is it a three-way sexual
then here we go.
relationship?
Sexually, well, first of
Between
all,
the
I'm
three
not
of you?
here to talk about my personal life,
Okay.
and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't, but
Okay, then. So,
no,
yeah.
no, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's
and
not
I
a
think
different
it's a fair
circumstance. There are
question.
people all over the world who have multiple
Yeah, you need to
girlfriends.
mind your business.
It's no different.
Do both of you all believe you're in love with him?
Absolutely.
course.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Should your
No.
parents be concerned?
No.
Why?
Well, my parents knew where I've always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azriel. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azriel, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was
No.
17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do sexual videos
Yes.
with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what
Yes.
she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
Your
they're
parents,
scamming.
you're saying the same as saying?
Well,
you're
both
saying-
of our parents are basically out here. They're trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, you know, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R. Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story
Yeah,
to me
well,
last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative, so he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, oh, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, oh, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child.
I trust my daughter will be honest with us. And this was strictly her music. R. Kelly had a platform as big as music can ever give somebody. I didn't see the label stop supporting him.
And you told me that you saw him working with other young women.
Yes.
Last week, Kelly blamed Azriel's parents for their own estrangement.
What kind of father, what kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
3 months before Azriel turned 18, the Clarys signed a letter giving their consent for her to go on Kelly's tour and stay with a woman named Valerie Janice Payton. Who is Valerie Payton?
It ain't R. Kelly. It's not Robert Kelly.
But does she work with R. Kelly?
She's supposed to work for the label. We found out later on that she works for R. Kelly.
But at the time you signed this, you thought she was...
He told us it was someone
That she was
affiliated
from-
with the music label.
From Sony.
Okay.
Records.
So you thought she would be a chaperone for
Correct.
your daughter?
That's what she was supposed to have been.
Okay.
And we
I should have saw different signs. I should have saw the change in my baby girl.
How do you think this story is going to end with your daughter?
How I want to see it end, I want to see my daughter leave.
Of course, but are you concerned about how it could end? Are you...
I've heard like a suicide pact. You know, I know my daughter.
A suicide pact?
Yes, I've heard all kinds of stuff. So, you know,
That gives me chills, Alice.
It should give you chills
It
because
does.
the difference is our daughter had experience with trying to do it. See, everybody else can talk it, but it's nothing like seeing a father coming in the house and seeing your daughter submerged in water and you have to pick her up and try to get her to the hospital. See, I've been through that. So while everybody else may take this lightly and, oh, they just throwing something out there, it's real life for us.
So the other day when I did that video, and
As you
I
say,
was
they're very
talking to
concerned. You saw it.
Now, when you see this, you sound like you feel for them. You know, you feel like the media is telling you the truth. They put it together so well. You all in for it, and they won you over, right? They won you over, right? Okay. Now let's stop and take a look. Let's stop and break this down, okay? She said 3 months before she turned 18, she signed her over with a woman named Valerie Payton. They didn't know who Valerie Payton was. So it doesn't matter if they allowed her to go with R. Kelly or Valerie Payton. The fact is they didn't know who none of these people were. And then she says, well, she tried to commit suicide over another boy that was her age. She literally tried to kill herself. I need y'all to hear me what I'm saying. With someone that was her age. Yet, 3 months just before she legal, all this hurrah. Does that make sense to y'all? That don't make no damn sense to me. I'm sorry. It sounds good. It looks good. The TV plays tricks with our mind. But think about it. She literally tries to commit suicide, people, over someone that is her age. Her age. And this was before R. Kelly. You heard him say it yourself. I told you the other day, I remind you. But when she's with him, or she signed over to Valerie Payton, you don't know who Valerie Payton is. Women are predators too. You signed her over to a woman you don't know. Not to mention, just 3 months, all this big deal is 3 months before she 18. Didn't I tell you? The mother said it out her own mouth.
What kind of father, what kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
3 months before Azriel turned 18, the Clarys signed a letter giving their consent for her to go on Kelly's tour and stay with a woman named Valerie Janice Payton. Who is Valerie Payton?
It ain't R. Kelly. It's not Robert Kelly.
But does she work with R. Kelly?
She's supposed to work for the label. We found out later on that she works for R. Kelly.
But at the time you signed this, you thought she was.
He told us it was someone affiliated with the music.
Take response. I was heated. I was really heated. And I was like, God damn, how you get mad at something that he consented to and then it didn't go the way he think it should, and now that's a whole big commotion. And that's why I say you gotta.
It was over something. That's what they thought.
Right.
Like, oh man, it had to be Kelly, because they look at Kelly as this and that. Man, I looked at my daughter already a motherfucker. So in my eyes, only thing I needed her to do was get this motherfucker one song with his name on that bitch, and her to finish her album. That's it. I was shocked. That shit straight from my little country. She was VP. She was gonna walk that bitch right in for a day. I ain't need nothing from him. That was my daughter's career. She would have said, Dad, I don't want to sing. Okay, we done. That's a good thing. I ain't got to lose no more money in that shit. That's it.
No, you just want her to make a song, huh?
Right. Like, if she had made her song and she got that fulfillment, like even now, like, nigga, you did anything with her to give her any fulfillment, I wouldn't even have been beefing as hard now, but you gave her no independence. Like, she still don't got shit.
Wow. So all this.
Okay, so we have to thank DJ Tyson for that. Make sure y'all go over there and check it out. And he did an interview, and that was 2019. And that was 7 months after he did that interview with Gayle King, him and his wife, right? So now we're going to be checking out Keish T. So this clippings, part 1 is going to be the ending of it. And then when I come back tomorrow or later on today with part 2 and part 3 of this, I'm going to bring some more parts from Keish T. This is from our channel. Make sure you check out Talking Loud with Keish T. And if you're on Instagram, she got the clipping from As Is Entertainment. That is a producer by the name of Shabazz who did the other documentary that hasn't been seen by you guys that you didn't know anything of. Yep, we're going to get exposed into some things, okay? We're going to show you some things that you didn't know. And you need to spread this out to the world, okay? Because a man's life is at stake, okay? And also, make sure, okay? Make sure you donate to the Innocent Project whenever you have the time. Make sure you do. Sometimes I collect for them on this channel or whatnot. I just did a collection. Just did a donation about a couple weeks ago. Thanks to the infamous Sylvia and T. Stevens for spreading out those receipts to let you guys know. Normally, I match it up to $500 quarterly or whatever. But until then, you know, there are many men out here who do not have lawyers and are falsely accused, as Uncle Bill Cosby said. So we want to make sure that we don't forget about them, even though we're talking about celebrities at this moment, okay? So SPITTINFIRE has not forgot about them, all right? So make sure you go to the Innocence Project, okay, and make sure you do a donation, okay? Because someone's freedom, to me, out of all the organizations, that is the one that I would support. All right. So let's look at this clipping here. This is part 1 of what you guys did not know, okay, about this father and this lead girlfriend.
So it went down. Shabazz went in. All right. I'm going to do 3 separate videos on this, because it needs 3 separate videos so it's not too long. So Shabazz, he's in the studio with Azriel Clary and Angelo Clary. They're just simply listening to music while she's writing. So nothing else is going on in this right now except that. Now, let's get into the exposing portion of this. Alright, so he says, so we playing Attack Shabazz. Okay, let's go. Now, this is in reference to a video that was done on a platform which Angelo supports, and they support Angelo. So anyways, he says, let's go. But listen, I'm going to attack with proof. I'm not going to do the back and forth thing. I actually wasn't going to respond to anyone or any more of this until these dudes went live. Their YouTube pages are straight after me. Now, me personally, Keisha, I don't even watch their YouTube page, so I really don't know what he's talking about, but I can only imagine. So anyways, let's move on. Like, seriously, Angelo talking all that shit, and rightfully so. Azriel is his daughter, so I understand. What I don't understand is how a father can take his own daughter in a studio and help her write a song about sucking a penis and getting fucked under a tree. Warning, nigga. I got the song. I paid for the studio time. Keep coming at me and I'm going to release it. Lord, oh, I'm waiting for you to release this, Shabazz. Okay, Keisha is waiting for you to release that. Anyways, he goes in and he says, y'all trying to say I'm bashing Azriel? I'm supporting a pedophile? Blah, blah, blah. But tell me this. When was R. Kelly convicted of being that? When? What court of law laid down that verdict? Everybody feels how they feel, and I get it. But get this. Those are feelings, not law. I thought in America any man was innocent until proven guilty. This ain't about R. Kelly. This is about what's right. Indeed, Shabazz. Indeed, that part. I support what's right, legally right. And I especially support that for any black man. I could care less about what I heard or how or think I know. I could care less about what I heard or think I know until them white folks put guilty on that man's record or on any man's record. That person is innocent. I will stand by that for R. Kelly. I will stand by that for any man. Y'all can call me whatever. Say my shit flopped. Say my production is whack. Talk about who didn't watch it. Meanwhile, there's pages on YouTube with 60,000 views of my shit with somebody else's name on it. There's a whole lot of that floating around. And guess what? I'm cool with that. The shit is wrong. But when the shit is hot, black people bootleg the shit out of you. They do that to Warner Brothers. How can I stop it? Long story short, I got no beef with nobody. They coming at me to stop the truth from coming out. I personally think they dumb as hell. These fools even got a nigga talking about they want a percentage. How you gonna get a percentage of what you say is a flop? Y'all niggas is funny. I'm gonna post Angelo and his rant as well. I must have really got under their skin. They mad as fuck. The truth will do that. So Shabazz went in and he spoke his motherfucking truth, which is actually the truth. I love how he broke that down in the beginning because they are constantly calling R. Kelly a pedophile. He has not been right here. He has not been convicted of that at all. So for people to keep on running that through the mud and using this man's name like that and just saying this and saying that, it's wrong. It's wrong. He has not been convicted. There's a lot of stuff he hasn't been convicted of. He's married Aaliyah. Well, then why the fuck didn't somebody take him to fucking court for that? Obviously, it didn't happen. Or it was annulled. Whatever you want to say. But one thing's for certain. He ain't ever go to court for marrying an underage woman. So let's look at these comments.
Shout out to DJ Tyson, talking loud with Keish T, as is entertainment, Shabazz, for the clippings in that, CBS The Morning Show, for the clippings as well, as Angelo Clary's post, okay? And let's get it going and work on part 2. Fire out.